Hey everybody, it's a rare old timer. We're back from 12 days in France. This is mini concert number 219. Coincidentally, the first song in the set tonight is a song by an author that I was discussing with some friends we met on the cruise we were on, Michael and Nicole. The author is Eric Bogle, and the song is The Band Played Waltzing Matilda. When I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of a rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I would waltz my Matilda all over. But then in 1915, my country said, son, it's time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay, and amidst all the tears, flag waving and cheers, we sailed off for Gallipoli. I'll never forget that terrible day when our blood stained the sands and the waters, and how in that hell that they call Stewball Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Well, Johnny Turkey was ready, he'd primed himself well, he rained us with bullets, he showered us with shells, and in 5 minutes flat, we were all blown to hell. It nearly blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda, and we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours, then the Turks buried theirs. Then it started all over again. For those who remained, we just tried to survive in this mad world of blood, death, and fire. For 10 weary weeks, I kept myself alive, while the corpses around me piled higher. But then the big Turkish shell blew me arse overhead. When I awoke in me hospital bed, seeing what it had done, well, I wished I was dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying. So no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush far and free. To hump tent and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. They gathered the injured, the wounded, the maimed, and they took us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Stewball. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be. Thank Christ, there was no one there waiting for me to mourn and to grieve and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda, and they carried us down the gangway. Nobody cheered, they just stood there and stared. the parade passed before me. You see my old comrades, how proudly they march. We're living their days of past glory, while the old men march slowly, all bent, stiff and sore, the forgotten heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I asked myself that same question. And the band plays Waltzing, Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. But year after year, the numbers get fewer. Soon no one will march here at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda, who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? And their ghosts can't be heard as they march by the boulevard. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? So that's Eric Vogel's Waltzing Matilda. So changing pace a bit, this is about a racehorse. There's two versions of this. One is called Stewball in the UK, and then the other one is called Stewball in the US. I got this one from Peter, Paul, and Mary. Stewball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water, he always drank wine. His bridle was silver, and his mane it was gold. The worth of his saddle has never been told. Well, the fairgrounds were crowded, and Stewball was there, but the betting was heavy on the bay and the mare. Well, I bet on the gray mare, and I bet on the bay, but I bet on old Stewball, I'd be a free man today. 'Cause way out yonder, ahead of them all, came a dancing and a prancing, that noble Stewball. Well, the turtle dove heart, the turtle dove bone, oh, poor boy in trouble, I'm a long way from home. Well, Stewball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water, he always drank wine. So there's Stewball. Next up is a song done by a number of folks. Rock and roll version, a country western version. This is sort of patterned a little bit after the Johnny Cash version. If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have have my baby. If a tinker were my trade, would you still find me carrying the pots I made, following behind me? Save my love through loneliness, save my love for sorrow. I've given you my loneliness, come and give me you tomorrow. If I worked my hands in wood, would you still love me? Answer me, babe, yes I would. I'd put you above me. If I were a miller, had a mill wheel grinding, would you miss your colored box and your soft shoes shining? Save my love through loneliness, save my love for sorrow. I've given you my loneliness, come and give me you tomorrow. If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, that's If I Were a Carpenter. Next up is Gordon Lightfoot song. This is another one we talked about on the cruise. Sort of one of the obscure numbers that Gordon Lightfoot did. It wasn't a great hit, but big, huge hit, but I really liked it. Go first in the world, go forth with your fears. Remember, a price must be paid. Be always too soon, be never too fast. The time when all debts must be laid. Beware of the darkness, be kind to your children. Remember the woman who waits, and the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that stands at the gate. When you're out in the gale, you're full under sail, remember the dangers below. And the song that you sing should not be too sad, and be sure not to sing it too slow. Be calm in the face of all common disgraces, know what they're doing it for, and the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that stands at the door. When you're out in the world feeling quite lost, remember the burden of fame. He who is wise will not criticize when other men fail at the game. Beware of strange faces, dark dingy places, be careful while bending the law, and the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that stands at the door. When you're down in the dumps, not ready to deal, decide what it is that you need. Is it money or love, learning to live, or is it the mouth you must feed? Be known as a man who will always be candid, questions that do not relate, and the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that stands at the gate. And the house you live in will never fall down if you pity the stranger that It's the house you live in. And last up is one of my favorite songwriters. This is probably his most well-known song about his parents' hometown of Paradise, Kentucky. When I was a child, my family would travel down to western Kentucky, where my parents were born. There's a backwards old town so often remembered, so many times my memories are worn. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River, where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Sometimes we travel right down the Green River to the abandoned old prison by Adrie Hill, where the air smelled like snakes and we shoot with our pistols, but empty pop bottles was all we could kill. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River, where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Well, the coal company came with the world's largest shovel. They tortured the timber and they stripped all the land. They dug for the gold till the land was forsaken, and then they wrote it all down as the progress of man. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River, where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. When I die, let my ashes flow down the Green River. Let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, only 5 miles from wherever I am. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River, where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. So that's Paradise, and that is mini concert number 219. Join us next week for 220.